We are live. Welcome everyone. How are you doing today? Happy Wednesday. Great to be live and be back for another live stream. Whew. How are we doing? Let's see. Okay, good. We're good to go here. I thought might have had a technical issue, but I think we're good. Let's see. Looks and sounds great. Thank you, Frederick. Appreciate that. Peter, what's going on? Peter from Denmark. James is here. Jack's Diner, what's going on? Let's see, we got a lot of channel members here in the chat. Great to see you guys. I hope y'all are doing well. Also, I saw we had a new channel member, Jay, joined before the stream. So welcome, Jay, if you're still around. Hope everybody's doing well. Can't wait to discuss some smart home stuff for the next hour. And we'll do questions like we always do here. If this is your first time, you can ask me questions, especially the last half. Got a couple things we'll talk about, and then we'll do questions and things like that. But yeah, let's say hi to some folks too. Dan is here. What's going on, Dan? Mark is here. Brad, first live, Brad says, excited for it. Brad from Houston. Okay, awesome. Great to have you here, Brad. Hope you're doing well. Glad you could make it live. George Langerbeer in the house. What's going on, George? Hope you're having a good day. I think I saw a comment up here saying you might miss next week's member chat. That's too bad, but I understand. Totally understand. Got to do what you got to do. You will be missed though. And if you're not a channel member, or even if you are a channel member and don't know this, we do a once a month member video chat, kind of like a Zoom. We do it over in our Discord server. So if you are a member, jump over into our Discord server. All you have to do is connect your YouTube account in your Discord settings and you'll have access to that server. But yeah, once a month we do a little video chat over there. I'll be there, all other channel members. It's always a lot of fun. Welcome ASFX 2600. We just got a new channel member. Let me see if I can highlight that. Is my highlight working? Oh, there we go. All right, good deal. Thank you so much for joining as a new channel member. It's great to have you again. Check out our Discord. I see a Clemson Paul there in the chat. That's all right. It's great to have you, even Clemson fans. So good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Great to see South Carolina representing, even if it is on the Clemson side. I will take it. Hello from a stormy South Carolina. Eric says, yeah, weather's been kind of crazy here. It's been all over the place for sure. But not super cold, so I'm happy about that. Now, have you guys gotten Girl Scout cookies yet? Oh man, I always tell my wife, don't get them, and then sure enough, she walks in the door with 3-4 boxes of Girl Scout cookies yesterday, and I can't resist them. You know, I try to stay pretty healthy, man, but those things, I've eaten way too many in a very short amount of time already. Jeff, what's going on, Jeff? How you doing? It says, I was in shorts yesterday and today it's 28 degrees and I'm in winter clothes. That sounds, 28's cold. I don't know, but we don't get it that bad here. But yeah, that sounds about like our weather. You know what? I forgot to hit my focus mode. Make sure I do not disturb. Okay, good deal. No Girl Scout cookies for you, back on your keto diet. Nice. That's good. I've been trying really hard to cut out like carbs and sugar, but man, sugar is, especially cookies. I'm weak. I'm weak for cookies. I can't resist, but everything else I can do pretty good at. No one can resist those cookies, Lone Star Trent says. Yeah, I know, right? That's how I sure can't, for sure. Tika, what's going on, Tika? How you doing? Thanks for joining us live here. Thin mints are keto friendly. Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Lawrence says that thin mints are keto friendly. So there you go. Yeah, and it's only once a year. John's right. So, you know, splurge a little bit. William, what's going on, William? Hope you're doing well. Let's jump into it. A couple things we'll chat about. And also, my dog is like right here. I don't know if you can see her. Probably not. Last week, she was kind of like banging on the door during the live stream, so I figured I'd just let her in here. You might hear her collar jingle a little bit as she's rolling around. Oh, and Mr. H4S says, how are the dogs? They're good. Dogs are good. I got mine up here. She's just You know, she likes to stick by me. We went on a nice little walk earlier today. Oh, Eric's got some nice Danish cookies. Ah, all right. Yeah, so let's jump into some things. A couple of HomeKit stuff we'll talk about. Wanted to bring to your attention some new smart home stuff, new announcements, products, and things like that. And then we'll do questions you guys can ask away, especially for the last half of this stream. We'll do that. And let's jump right into it. Let's make sure this is working here. My stream. Okay, so I saw this, wanted to bring this up. I know I get a lot of questions about Matter and stuff. Whoops, sorry. Let's get that back. Okay, there we go. So this comes from the Home Devices app. If you haven't checked out Home Devices app, you should check it out. I did a whole video about 2 weeks ago on great HomeKit apps to kind of complement your smart home or your HomeKit setup. This was one of them. Definitely check it out if you haven't. But they have a little newsletter that they send out, and I think this was the first place that I've seen this talked about yet, so I'm not sure. Uh-oh, looks like I accidentally opened an app that I didn't want to open over here. Let me close that out. Viz Designer, not trying to open that up. All right, so we're still here. Oh, he was joking about Thin Mints being keto friendly. Okay, all right. Well, y'all got me. I literally have no idea about the Thin Mints. That's my least favorite one of all. Actually, my wife likes those. But yeah, there you go. Who knew? All I know is that they're all, I mean, it makes sense because I thought they're all pretty much bad for you. But anyways, back on track here. Home devices. So Matter version 1.3 introduces consumption, measurement, and more. So that's one of the things I actually talked about this a little bit in that recent video where with the Eve energy outlet, so it's got power consumption that you can access like in the Eve app, and I think you can also in Home Assistant, but in any of the other smart home platforms you cannot. So apparently, according to this, that consumption measurement will be coming with version 1.3. So I guess that's been found like in the probably in the GitHub, I'm assuming. Additionally, management of water heaters could become possible with version 1.3, so it's expected to be released, I think, probably in the spring, I want to say. It doesn't say specifically here, but yeah, hopefully we'll see a Matter, a fairly significant Matter update come before too long. Frederick says, Thin Mints are my kryptonite. I love them all. Yeah, now don't get me wrong, if that's all I had, I'd probably eat the Thin Mints too. Watch as Apple won't support it. Aaron says, Aaron, come on now. Where's the optimism? Keep it down, would you? Sorry, dog's making some noise back there. Let's see. Yeah, Gavin, HomeKit needs to allow automations based on power consumption 100%. That would be awesome. Yeah, would really love that. Probably won't show up at all. Aaron, so negative. Aaron makes some awesome HomeKit apps, by the way, if you guys don't know. Great to have Aaron around. Aaron's apps were also in that video I just referenced recently, so go check out that video. I think there's a link to that video in the description of this one, but a lot of good HomeKit apps that you can get to kind of fill the holes where the Apple Home app sort of falls short or kind of leaves some things off. So all right, just catching up on the comments there. Next up, I will say, gosh, I keep hitting that. Next up, I wanted to talk about some dimmers and stuff I saw. Let's see, where was that? It was on HomeKit News and Reviews. Good website for HomeKit updates and stuff like that if you haven't seen it before. I haven't heard of this company yet, so Orvibo, I guess is how you say it, adds Matter support. Adds Matter Smart Dimmer with remote to line up. So this is available right now, apparently. So this is Matter I think this is Matter over Wi-Fi, I want to say. Let me see. It does require a neutral wire for this one. So we're starting to see more and more Matter, you know, just all kinds of accessories become available. So I know switches is something that we've talked about quite a bit here in the live stream, so I wanted to bring that up. Interesting that this one actually comes with a wireless remote, so you would be able to use that with, you'd be able to use that with something, you know, for maybe like a, kind of like a three-way switch setup or something like that maybe. But that's pretty interesting. And there's a few smart switches already that support Matter. This one right here, I've used this one. I don't know, I'm curious if any of you guys have used any of these Matter switches or Matter devices in general. I've been using this one. Honestly, not super excited about the reliability of this one. This is Matter over Wi-Fi, so just something to keep in mind. Matter over Wi-Fi. Another one that we've talked about also here on the channel is Inovelli. So they've got this one. This is going to be Matter over Thread, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Matter over Thread. So I feel more optimistic about something like this with that thread support there. But I'm really interested in trying this one. This might be the next Matter one that I try. Lawrence says, I'm still waiting for IKEA's Matter release. Now is the time. Let's see. Lone Star Trent talking about the Aqara U200. Yeah, we're going to get to that for sure. We're going to get to that next. Dan says, I'm holding off on Matter as long as I can. To be honest, Dan, I don't entirely blame you. I mean, there's some companies I feel like that are really doing it right and are doing it well, but we're seeing a lot more Matter stuff, and it's hard to just say it's all Matter. Like, that's like saying, you know, all HomeKit stuff is bad or all, you know, Google Home stuff is bad, in my opinion, because companies just do it differently. For example, my Matter over Wi-Fi accessories have been probably more consistently bad than Matter over Thread. And that's just my experience. I mean, of course, your environment, a lot of things can change that, but holding off, not a terrible idea. If I wasn't doing YouTube and testing stuff, I would be doing the same thing as you. HomeKit native is the way to go. Yeah. In fact, I've got a video that's about to release very, very soon. I'll say that. That I think I said, actually, I know I said that very exact thing, Dan. I said, sorry, not that one. This comment here. I said, you could integrate this product with Matter, but I would not personally. And there are some reasons to that. So, you know, sometimes you lose functionality when you integrate something over Matter versus just that, you know, kind of traditional HomeKit integration, the native HomeKit integration. So anyways, that's my 2 cents, my little rambling there about Matter. Travis says, looks like Inovelli is starting pre-orders. Yeah, it does on this one here. I think, yeah, they do have pre-orders going. It says will be fulfill order as soon as it becomes available. Right now, the product is scheduled for production in early March. Now that says scheduled for production in early March. So I don't know what that means as far as shipping will go, but hopefully we're getting close to that. Yeah, I'd like to try this one out. I'm curious about that one. I don't think I've tried any Matter over Thread switches yet. There is, well, yeah, Eve switch does not support Matter yet. It is Thread, but not Matter. And it's not a dimmer. It's just on off. So anyways, we'll see. But some interesting stuff there. Good to see new products coming out nonetheless. That will hopefully just drive costs down across the board. The more and more products and more competition there is. And we are just seeing a whole lot more Matter and just smart home stuff in general. So that's good. I think that's good for all of us. Thank you, Frederick. Yeah, I see some questions there. I'm going to get to some questions here in a few minutes, guys, so just bear with me. I will get to questions the best I can here in a few minutes, but we got a couple things we want to talk about, and I see some of you guys talking about this already. We'll go ahead and jump to the Aqara U200. So I think it was, wrong button. I think it was just yesterday. This launched on Kickstarter. So a little bit about this device here. And launched on Kickstarter, I think just yesterday. They have already met their goal by a long shot. It looks like I was kind of surprised to see Aqara launch something on Kickstarter, to be honest. Well, I'll get into that in a minute maybe. But a little bit about this, it's a retrofit lock. So this reminds me much of the SwitchBot lock that I have used and talked about before in the past. So this will fit over your existing lock right there. It will be compatible with European and North American locks. It will start at $169 on Kickstarter, so $169 US on Kickstarter. And now this one will support Matter over Thread, which is pretty interesting. I think that is the first, maybe Matter over Thread. Well, it's not the first Matter over Thread lock, but this one is said to support, sorry, wrong button again. This one is said to support HomeKit, which we'll get into that in a second too. It would be the first HomeKit lock to support Matter over Thread. Anyways, it runs on rechargeable batteries. It does have customizable panels, so let me see. I think it's way down here. Sorry for the scrolling here. There's a ton of stuff. Here we go. So it comes in silver, black, or white, and you can get these customizable panels. So that's what one of them looks like. I don't see the other colors. So they have different designs and stuff that you'll be able to get, I think for like an additional $20 or something like that to get these little panels. So it looks nice. I like the look of it. I got to play around a little bit with this at CES. What's really cool is that it does also include a fingerprint scanner. So it comes with this keypad right here, and it includes a fingerprint scanner. Let's see, PIN codes, NFC, and physical keys. So all that stuff is great. So you'll still be able to use your actual, your existing key, which can be nice. Let's see what else here. Powered by AAA batteries, 4 AAA batteries, and it says you can wire the existing your existing doorbell wire to the keypad, which is pretty cool. I like that. Now this here is the interesting part. So they've been trying to get certification for a while on this thing. Again, this would be as far as I know, this would be the first Matter over Thread HomeKit smart lock. So HomeKit is the feature that allows you to just hold your phone, your iPhone up to the lock or your Apple Watch, and it'll unlock the lock there. And they were trying to get certification for this back at CES, which was like the very beginning of January. I think they wanted to have certification by then. I kind of got that feeling. So it seems like, there may be some holdups there. One thing, so we're seeing that right there in the in all of the, all the information they're putting out, that certification is pending. I saw in the fine print, it said HomeKit unlocking support is currently under development and is expected to become available via a subsequent OTA, so over the air update, after the lock receives certain certification. So according to that fine print, that means that this could ship potentially without HomeKit support. So, I always recommend not buying things based on a promise. So if you're going after this thing just for HomeKit support, or if that's like a must-have feature, you might want to wait. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to jump in the comments here. Let's see. Let's see. See you guys talking about the car. Let's see. Oh, nice. Kofter pre-ordered some of the and Avelli switches. John K. Wolf says, how much is it? So it starts at, sorry, it starts at 169, but let me see if I can find it. I think it's way at the bottom. Interesting to me that that they put it this way. So that's pretty expensive. They got this kind of crossed out. So I don't know if that's actually going to be the price when it releases. I mean, that's kind of what they're saying here. Again, I kind of hate the whole Kickstarter thing. I don't really know why. I mean, I'm sure there's some reasons. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to understand, but I hate it when established companies do these Kickstarter things. To me, it's just kind of confusing. I feel like it's probably, I think this might be the first Kickstarter that Aqara has done, at least in a really long time. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there, but Aqara doesn't usually do this. So I don't know, to me that's confusing. $250, if that does become the actual price, that's pretty high for an Aqara lock, but you know, I mean, considering what the U100 is, over half that, I believe. So I don't know, but that's the price they're saying. And yeah, Mr. Jones says buying a product with a coming soon feature is always risky. I agree. I will say, just with my experience with Aqara, they are one of the brands that are very established, and they do almost always, if not always, follow through on their promises. But HomeKey with Matter over Thread being so new, if that is a huge feature you're looking for, I would wait off and, hold off until it does actually ship with that once they release that. I don't know. But that aside, I think the lock's probably going to be awesome. I mean, it was really well built. Looks like a solid product when I got to see it at CES. I love the keypad. Everything about it looks great. It's just that HomeKey support's kind of a big unknown, but I'm sure it will work with HomeKit and you'll be able to use all the other features, the fingerprint and stuff like that. So, that's good. Aaron is waiting on Ring to ship their promised HomeKit support since 2016. Yeah, well, once Amazon took over, we knew that ship had sailed. Oh, okay. Good to know. Jeff says, we barely use HomeKey with our Aqara U100 locks. The fingerprint reader is so quick. That's good to know, Jeff. I was actually kind of thinking about that because I use an Aqara U100 on one of my secondary, so it's like my garage door actually, and I don't use that door a whole lot. On my front door, my main door, I still have a Schlage, which doesn't have it has HomeKey. It doesn't have a fingerprint scanner. So I use HomeKey there all the time and love it. But I just installed another Aqara U100 at my son's place. So he just moved out, got an apartment and everything, and I went over there, hooked up some smart home stuff, a couple of different things, a camera and some stuff like that, some Aqara products, mostly for him, and he wanted a smart lock, and so I put this one over there, fingerprint, and I was kind of thinking like he'll probably use that fingerprint scanner more than anything else. He probably won't even use the codes or anything, but it's great that he can use the codes and give out codes and stuff like that. I think that'll be great for guests. But yeah, I bet the fingerprint reader will be used mostly over there as well. Thoughts on the Aqara M3 hub? Yeah, right now I'm just kind of, holding off and they're promising a lot on that. I talked about it a little bit in my CES video. So we got a little hands-on at CES and learned a little bit more about it. So if you haven't seen that video, go check out that video. But I'm kind of just reserving my thoughts on it till we, have it and can use it. I think Aqara really is trying to become kind of the Matter controller with this product, so you'll be able to pair other Matter products to the hub. So it'll be really interesting to see, if we compare like other, I can't recall off the top of my head if other Zigbee products can be paired to that. but you should be able to pair like thread products and stuff like that to it. So it'll be, it'll be interesting. I don't know 100% how I feel yet about it. Aqara does have some pretty impressive automation capabilities through the Aqara Home app. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's people who would use the Aqara app and the Aqara Hub as their kind of primary Matter controller, but maybe. Like I said, they've got some powerful automation capabilities, so I can see it being possible. Let's see. Well, thank you, John. Let's see. And speaking of Aqara, we'll move on to what's next. So we mentioned this last week, kind of they teased it, and they're teasing it a little bit more. They posted this over on Twitter, and I think on Instagram too. It's coming, the Aqara T1M Smart Ceiling Light will be here on February 29th, and that is tomorrow. So if you've been waiting for that product, it'll be here. You got one more day to wait. So yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Again, at CES, they had this thing featured in a couple of different places. Really cool, the little automation area they had set up. They had it flash in red when somebody fell with like fall detection with the FP2. Anyways, looks like a cool product, and I have had one. I think I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I've had one, so I'm gonna be, I share more with you once it's available. So follow me if you haven't already, like on Instagram and stuff. I'm pretty sure I'll have a discount code and stuff like that. So if you're interested in this, just learning more information about it, or again, if you want a discount code or something, check it out. Follow me over there, and just keep your eye out for that stuff. Turn on notifications here on YouTube as well. That may help. So. Welcome, Ignacio. Got a new channel member. Thank you so much for joining and becoming a channel member. You must have let's see, I think maybe you rejoined, right? Yeah, you must have rejoined, unless something's glitching with my with my little plug-in there, which is always possible as well. But thank you so much for being a channel member and for supporting the channel here. And that goes for all of you channel members that are here in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Jeff says, so excited for the T1M lights. I've been patiently waiting for 3 of them. Very good. Well, Jeff, make sure you get that discount code then if you're ordering 3 of them. That should save you some money. But yeah, I think you're going to like it. It's a nice product. Let's see. Okay, I think that was the majority of what I wanted to talk about. So we'll jump into some questions here, and I'll start answering you guys' questions. I know we've had a few of them. Let me see. I'll scroll back up a little bit, and Lurk Jerk, sorry I missed your question earlier about the U200. Do I think it will be available without the keypad for less? That is a good question. As far as I know, there's no indication that they're going to be doing that. It seems like they are trying to just sell it as a bundle with all those features. So they want, I don't know, but that's a really good question. I think they probably should do that. But, I guess you would only really be able to control it through, through the app or through HomeKit, which may be fine for a lot of people. They should be able to sell it for significantly less, honestly, because you would be losing a lot of features. You would lose the PIN codes, fingerprint, and HomeKey if they ever get the HomeKey support there. So, but yeah, that's a good question. But like I said, there's been no indication that they will do that, but it might be something to keep an eye on. Aqara plug. I have not heard anything else about the Aqara plug since CES. So Anna is asking about the Aqara plug, which they announced at CES, which is essentially, it's a new smart plug that can also act as a thread border router. I have not heard anything else about that since CES. So I don't know about that one, about the actual release. Vito says, is there a way to set a default garage door? I have two doors. My car is door one, but door two always pops up on my CarPlay. One is Insignia and door two is Maris. Wow, you're still using the Insignia. I'm surprised that thing is still working. They dropped support on that a long time ago, I believe. I think that was one of my first smart home products, was the Insignia garage door opener. That's awesome. It's still working for you. But yeah, as far as I know, I don't think there's any way to determine which one is primary or takes over as your as the one that shows up on CarPlay. Again, I'm new to CarPlay. I've only had CarPlay myself for a few months here, so if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. I really don't know. I don't know how it determines. I'm wondering if maybe Siri uses like your Apple ID, maybe that whichever garage door you normally control with your Apple ID. I don't know. I don't know if that's something. Lone Star Trent says upgrade to a Tailwind. I honestly was thinking the same thing. If you have two garage door openers that are in the same general, that are connected to under the same roof, basically, you could probably use a Tailwind, and you can use just one controller with different sensors. And I did a whole video about the Tailwind. It's not super expensive, but it's also not the cheapest one, but I think it was still under $100 if I'm not mistaken. But the product is super reliable. It's very solid. And what's great about that one is you can get these little vehicle sensors that you put in each vehicle, and you don't even have to push the button or anything. You can set automations that will open up the garage door automatically when you get close, and it'll open the right garage door based on the right sensor and all this kind of stuff. So again, there's a whole video on the channel about that. And I also have an exclusive discount code, I think, for that product in the description of that video. So if you do end up trying that, check out that video and see if you can grab that discount code. But yeah, I don't know if you're wanting to upgrade at all, but it's a good way to kind of eliminate that frustration, I guess. You're not, Javier. I've seen that other people were having issues finding was it the P1? Let me see. I don't think I have Amazon. Yeah, I do have Amazon pulled up. I've had some people asking me about this as well. Well, they do have the P1 available, it looks like, on Amazon right now. So maybe it was just unavailable for a while. Yeah, it's available and 15% off right now. So maybe it's back in stock. Maybe they were just out for a while. Okay, I see some member questions. 2-year member, Lurk Jerk, 2-year member. Awesome. Thank you so much. Lurk Jerk using his monthly member VIP chat and 2 years of being a member. Thank you so much, Lurk Jerk, for that continued support. It really does mean a lot, you guys that support the channel, and it just gives me that motivation to keep on doing these things, and I really do appreciate that support. Frederick, member for 20 months. It looks like the buyout by Walmart was finalized and Vizio is not owned by Walmart. They are giving major discounts on Vizio TVs right now. Interesting. Well, there you go. I did not know that. And Vizio is actually one of my, I'm not a huge I'm not a huge TV person, but if just for regular TVs to put in different rooms, for HomeKit support, Vizio, I've had some of the best luck with my Vizio TVs and HomeKit support. So for what it's worth, if you're looking for a TV with HomeKit support, Vizio looks like maybe now you can get a good sale. So thank you, Frederick, for sharing that, and also thank you for the continued support and for helping out here in the chat as well. Anna says, what are your recommendations for smart buttons? Well, let's see. I've got a couple of them right here. I don't have any. Well, I do have a couple. I don't have an Aqara one. So I've got Flick. I've got 2.0. So this is the 2.0 black button. These usually come in white. These are pretty cool. It's hard to say. I would say, I'll put it this way. If you have an Aqara hub already, then I would recommend the Aqara buttons if you don't mind the way they look. They're not the prettiest, and they're kind of cheap feeling, but they work really well. They're reliable, they're fast, and they last forever. Batteries last forever. So Aqara buttons, if you have an Aqara hub, I would probably go that route. If you need something that looks a little bit better, you might want to look at one of these options here. So Flick is really nice. They have a really nice form factor. They're small. Again, this is a black special edition button, as well as this one here in the 2.0. These both normally come in white, but these are really nice, and but they're expensive, and they also require a hub. So, you know, I really only recommend these if you just have to have something that looks like this, that looks really nice, or if you need a bunch of them, because again, you have to have your own a separate hub just for this to use them with HomeKit. And if you don't have a hub and you just want maybe one or two, this one is good. I have had some issues with it going unresponsive a couple of times here recently with the 2.0, but this one supports Matter over Thread, so it's nice that you don't have to get any additional hubs or anything like that, and it supports the latest, you know, thread and everything like that. So those are the ones that I use primarily, is these two, and then the Aqara mini switch is what the Aqara one is called. This one's pretty neat if you need a scene controller. So this one also supports Thread. This is just HomeKit over Thread. It's kind of cheap feeling. You know, it's plastic, but it has a magnet. But it has so many buttons that you can program. So there's 5 buttons total, and you can program each one to do 3 different things. So this is kind of neat if you just need like a scene controller. This is the Onvis scene controller. So that's another one you may want to look at if you need, you know, if you want something like this. So kind of depends, I think, on your situation, but hopefully that helps a little bit. Rodham's Rise. So sorry if I butcher your name. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says Aqara M3. When is it coming out? Looks like it has a lot of features and a lot of potential for future products. Yes, absolutely. Let me see if I can pull up. I don't know if there's any websites or anything. I'm not sure if Aqara has put out anything online officially about it yet. Let's see. Again, we had kind of a hands-on on my CES video, but this is the Aqara M3 hub, and the question was, when is it coming out? So it should be coming out in the spring, so hopefully pretty soon. Q2, I think, is what we were told. Q2, it should be released. So that's right around the corner. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I'm expecting to see this by summertime, before summertime. But yeah, this is it here. Matter enabled. It's basically a Matter controller. You'll be able to pair, you know, Matter accessories, even those that aren't Aqara accessories, to this hub, which is not interesting. It's nice and it's interesting. It's different for Aqara. So and it's, you know, works locally, which is nice. Sorry, I hear my dog back there making some noise again. But yeah, should be Q2. Dan, thank you so much, Dan. Dan, a member for 25 months. Thank you, Dan, so much for continuing to support the channel. Dan says, if you aren't a channel member and Shane doesn't get to your question, consider joining the channel to get access to the Discord community. Thank you so much for that PSA. And yeah, absolutely, I am over in the Discord server every day, so you can get to me, but what's probably even better is you can actually get, you can reach the whole community over there. There's a lot of really great minds in the Discord server, and everybody's kind of always helped. Folks like Dan always helping out and talking HomeKit stuff, answering questions, asking questions, and things like that. I am, of course, as in there as well, and you can reach me directly through Discord if you're a channel member too. So there's always that. But yes, thank you so much, Dan, for again continuing to support the channel. And a great point there. If you are a channel member and I don't get to your question here, be sure to just ask over in our Discord server, or you can DM me directly over there as well. Jason says, is there a way to get a maintenance reminder in the Home app for filters, malfunctions, etc.? So what I would look at is the controller for HomeKit app if you haven't already. So I guess the short answer is no. You really can't do like, reminders or notifications outside of just a few accessories types in HomeKit or in the Home app. So I would look at other apps depending on what you're looking for. Probably the best with the most features is going to be the controller for HomeKit app. Again, I did a video talking about a lot of these apps recently, so you can check that out if you haven't already. The controller for HomeKit app, they actually joined forces with the Home Devices app. So if you've been here today, we talked about Home Devices at the beginning of the stream. So let me see if I can pull this app up and show you guys. So it's a little bit pricey for an app, but if you are a dedicated HomeKit user, then it's well worth it. So this is the controller for HomeKit app, and they actually have a maintenance section. Let me see if I can find that on here. Backup and restore, customization, smart folders, logs, great stuff. So here we go. There's actually a whole maintenance section, and you can get notifications. So I actually get a notification, like I think it's every month, to check my batteries, and I get that through this app here. But yeah, just a good app for maintenance and some extra features you don't get with the with the native Apple Home app. So Brett, glad you could make it, Brett. Brett says, finally made it to a live stream. Thank you for joining me here and joining us all. Jeff says, controller app is so worth it. It is. I'm trying to see if it talks about the pricing here. I'm trying to remember how much it was. They ran a discount for it not too long ago. Every now and then they'll have a discount for it. I like the lifetime version. You can pay monthly, but for me, I just would rather pay once for it, even if it's a little bit more. Pay once and have it. Again, it's probably earned the cost in my house for the controller for HomeKit app, and it's an investment kind of into your smart home is the way I look at it. Question, are Apple going to have a March event? It looks like they might be. I don't know for sure. I typically don't look too much into a lot of the rumors and stuff, but it looks like some people are talking about it, so hopefully. But Apple doesn't tell me anything, so. Sorry, Edgar's Home Tech. I'm scrolling back trying to get to any questions that I may have missed. Edgar says, so excited for the T1M lights. I've been patient. Oh, sorry. I was reading the wrong comment there. Question, any idea when is Apple or why HomeKey isn't compatible with Matter? The U100 doesn't support it yet. Yeah, it's just a it's a Matter compatibility thing. So Matter has to support it before you can access that in HomeKit, if that makes sense. So same reason why we're probably seeing the delays with the U200 and the home key support, and they're working on that certification. So supposedly a home key version of that feature will be available in Matter. I don't know if it's going to be called home key or what, but that is something we've kind of heard little bits about here and there. So we're just waiting on that to be certified and become a part of the standard, I guess. I guess that's what it is, if it's not already. But yeah, it's a whole thing with the Matter certification and the Matter standard, why that's not available yet. But hopefully that's something we will see in the hopefully near future. Oh, thank you so much for joining. We got another channel member. Thank you so much for joining. You guys be sure to check out the Discord if you haven't already, if you're a channel member. Oh, and MR SAR, another member. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining again. Hope to see you over there in Discord. I think it's next week we'll do our monthly video chat over there in Discord. So that's always a lot of fun. We'd love to see you guys over there. What Lady A device do you have for testing Matter? I am using the I guess I can't say it, huh? I have the Echo, I don't even know what they call these. I got it right over here. I forget the names of it. I got the round dot one. Can you see that? The Echo, that's the one I got. And I literally never use it unless I'm testing something with Matter. So hope that answers the question. Yeah, I don't use a lot of, I did see that Lady A, Amazon released their new smart home hub. I don't know if they're calling it a smart home hub, but a new hub device. Yeah, I'm waiting on Apple to release something like that. So I think I made a comment on Instagram or something, you know, Apple, it's your move. Where you at? I use my Echo like that one as a clock mainly. Dan says, nice. I didn't even know it could be a clock. So it could display a clock on there. I'll have to, I don't know. I got enough clocks in here. I got my little Yeelight clock up here. Andrew says, do you have a document or website listing out the gold standards for each type of HomeKit device? So by gold standards, I guess you're talking about preferred devices. So I do have a website. There should be a link to it down in the description. It's just ShaneWhatley.com. You can find it right now. And all my videos are posted on there. I've been trying to categorize all the videos and stuff so you can actually find past stuff easier. I do have a tab for recommended devices. Full disclosure, I need to update that. So in the past, what I've been trying to do until kind of recently was just put like all this Apple HomeKit stuff that I used on there, stuff that I recommend and everything like that, because, you know, for a long time, it was hard to tell what supported HomeKit, and there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that supported HomeKit. But now with Matter coming out and just the last few years, there's been a lot more stuff coming out. So I am going to redo that section of the website pretty soon. What I want to do is just kind of strip down a lot of the stuff and just go back to like the stuff that I really use and love. So I'll probably do that pretty soon. But I do have a page, and what I do like to do is kind of link videos with the products and stuff that I've done. So if you're looking, you know, under, I don't know, let's say smart buttons or smart blinds or something, and you see one you look at, you can find a video to that if I've done one. So that's something that I try to do on the website. But yeah, I'm going to try to use the website even more in the very near future. So stay on the lookout for that. I need to announce that here probably in the streams. Let's see. I know there's some questions that I missed up here, guys. Bear with me. I was looking for the Aqara thermostat valve. Are they not available in the US? William, so you must be referring to the what do they call that? Oh, what is that? What is the name of that one? To answer your question, no. Okay, radiator thermostat E1. That's what it's called. This one right here. It is not available in the US, to answer that question. So we don't really have these types of radiators. It's not very common in the US, so that's why that's really like an EU product mostly, I think. Marcree Sale says, having a 15 Pro, do you think the Thread radio on it improves your experience? I don't think so. I don't think they've done anything with that Thread radio. I don't think they've done anything with it yet. I don't know. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, that Thread radio is not even being utilized. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Aaron, the developer of the group. I appreciate that. Thread radio does nothing on the phone to my knowledge. Yeah, we know it's there, so we were kind of like got excited and speculated on what they could do with that, but I don't think they're doing anything with it yet. So interesting that it's there, I guess. I see where that could, I kind of wonder if maybe Thread will kind of take over from Bluetooth one day as far as like even commissioning devices and stuff like that. I don't know, like Matter devices. I don't know if that's something that could happen, but I wonder maybe. But who knows? Javier, why didn't you post a video on Sunday? I missed you. Well, thank you for noticing, Javier. You know, I was gonna try to get one out, but I decided not to because I just really didn't have one quite ready yet. I didn't want to rush it. I actually have there's 3 I think that I'm actively working on right now. Spoiler alert, I'm going to release one tomorrow. Some of y'all can guess what it is. That was actually kind of a last minute one that I wasn't really going to do, but I decided I wanted to go ahead and do a video on that one tomorrow because I've had so many people excited and asking me about this specific product. So new video coming tomorrow. I will have another one this Sunday and maybe even another one either shortly before or after. So I've got a few coming outside of the normal schedule. Again, you guys may know I usually release on Sundays, but there's going to be some coming outside of that schedule. So turn on notifications if you have not already. I did release a behind the scenes video. It was, it's for channel members only. So if you have to be a channel member to access that, but I did post a little behind the scenes video on Sunday, just showing some of my setup and things, answering, questions, mainly just 1 or 2 questions that people were asking me about my setup. So I shared some of that stuff in this weekend's member video. Sylvester, following from the UK. Thank you, Sylvester. Says, been following you for a while and you're doing a good job. What is your recommendation for a HomeKit secure video? You know what I should do? It's funny, if you guys watch every week, you probably are laughing right now because I see this comment. I think this question comes up every single week. I don't know what it is about this comment. I need just like a canned button or something to press for this question. I think I've had asked more than any other question for some reason. I don't understand. I don't know why, but I do get this one all the time. And the short answer is there's not really a great one. I use PoE cameras. I did do a short video on my channel answering this question. I think it may have even come from one of these live streams. So you can look for that, but basically I'm using PoE cameras exposed to HomeKit through scripted. That is my outdoor camera setup. Some others that I'm using in addition to the PoE stuff is I'm using, let's see, I've got one circle view camera. It's okay. It does the job. I'm also using the Eve outdoor floodlight camera. So that's a cool camera if you have a light fixture you want to replace. Let's see. I think those are the two. There's really not a whole lot of outdoor cameras. There's some Eufy ones that support HomeKit, some of their older ones, but I'm not using any of those anymore. So yeah, I don't know. Jeff has a Aqara G2H. So my Aqara G2H is they identify as outdoor cameras. I love it. That's funny. I actually am trying a similar approach, Jeff. I put the TP-Link. Oh, what is the name of it? It's the Tapo, one of the new Tapo HomeKit secure video cameras. I put that out on my back porch. So it's not fully outdoors, but it's in the screened-in porch. And I figured I would just try it out there and we'll see what happens. It's a more affordable product too. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it does well. It's pretty much protected from the elements other than the humidity. Humidity is the big question mark here in my area. Oh, thanks, Edgar says, I love the unexpected video releases. We're ready. I hope to do more of that. I really do. I've done a few here and there. And, you know, that's really what I want to do more of that. I'd love to stick to Sundays every week so you guys know every Sunday we're going to come out with something new. But then drop some extra ones here and there, you know, throughout the week maybe. I don't think Tapo has an indoor and outdoor camera. Tika. C125. I think that is the one that that is the one that I just put outside. So let's see. I don't think that's rated for outdoors. So this is the one we're talking about. I just put one of these on my back porch. I love the little mount. It's pretty flexible. Let's see. I mean, if it was rated for outdoors, they'd have pictures with rain and snow and stuff all over it, I'm sure. I'm almost certain this is indoors only. Oh, John says it's outside too. Maybe I'm wrong. If that's the case, then it should definitely do good out there. All right, now y'all got me curious. Was I wrong about that? Let's see. Specifications. Storage, video. Networks. Golly, they got everything on here. That's good. Weather resistant. What does that mean? Weather resistant / operating temperature. Oh, 10% to 90% humidity. Well, maybe. Yeah, this is the only everything's in Celsius. Yeah, this is the only HomeKit camera that they have that looks like this, John. They only have 2 HomeKit cameras. It's this one and the pan and tilt one. I also have one of those. Yeah, they forgot to add it there. It's IP65. Oh, okay. Very nice. I didn't see that on here. I'm gonna have to look a little closer into that. I never made a video on this one or anything, so yeah, I don't see the IP rating either on here, but I believe you. I'll definitely have to check that out and see. That might be a good thing for mine that is outdoors. Celsius is the real measurement. All right. If you say so. That's funny. Let's see. George has videos on the topo. Okay, maybe George could tell us then about that. Let's see. Connection issue. All right, one out. Let's see if that comes back up. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me still? Looks like I was having some connection issues with my internet service provider. I think lately it's been real issues. We're back. Okay, good. I took the little break to let my dog out of the door. She was whining. So Lone Star Trent says it's after 5. The wife got him. Yeah, after 5, she cuts the internet off. No, I think. Like I said, I don't know. I might have to call my internet service provider. I've had some issues lately. Some things have not been as I feel like they should be. But anyways, I'm going to answer a couple more questions. I know we're already at 5, but we'll do a couple more. I'm sorry, I forgot who posted the question, but the question was for another office tour. I am not planning one yet. I did do, again, my members video that I posted just this weekend. It was just a short little raw kind of unedited video, but I was showing my desk and my video setup. So I have had a lot of people recently in the stream and stuff asking me about, the cameras I use and all this kind of stuff for streaming. So I did a behind the scenes video for members. So if you're a member, you can see that. But I have not done, I guess it's been about a year since I did a whole studio office tour type of video. And I love doing those kinds of videos. I don't think that video did that great from what I recall. So if you guys want to see stuff like that, or, always drop a line, let me know, what kind of stuff you want to see, and I'll definitely work it into the schedule. That's, I love hearing from you guys. So, says Lone Star Trent says, I'm surprised you still have a Panasonic camera. Yeah, it was my first camera, but I'm kind of repurposing it now. So Frederick says the camera person did a fantastic job on that video. Yeah, I should have posted the behind the scenes where I cut out some stuff where she was cussing about her arms hurting because from holding and she was just using my camera too, but that's all right. I'll take all the help I can get. Let's see, a couple more questions I'm going to try to get to. We actually went through that question already. Water bottle, I think a different person posted this one today. So I will probably try to put time stamps after the stream sometime, hopefully by tomorrow in here. But if you missed that, earlier in the stream, we did talk about this and answer that question. Is LifeX reliable in a HomeKit? Anna, that's one of the few brands I have actually never used, so I cannot speak personally on Netflix, LifeX. I don't know why I said Netflix. I have not used it. There's Caroline. I'm a fantastic camera girl. Yes, you are. My favorite. Tika says your office is cool. Love the lights. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys have to check out if you do want to see more of the studio. I've got 2 of those 3 videos that I was talking about. You'll see a lot of the studio and some of the lights and stuff we're kind of doing in here. Some changes I've made here recently. So be on the lookout for those videos coming soon. Edgar says, if you were to do another office tour, I would love to see your workflow. That would be really nice for people that are interested into making content as well. Okay. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Might be more of a another behind the scenes type of video maybe. Since it's not really smart home or HomeKit related. But yeah, maybe we can do that. Oh, thank you. I'm glad the videos have helped, Sylvester. All right, 2 more questions. I'm gonna do 2 more questions that I missed earlier. Larry, what's going on, Larry? Larry says, is there a correlation between Apple point releases, which typically comes out the first week of every month, and Matter releases? Can we expect Matter or 1.3 release to coincide with iOS 17.5? That's a good question, Larry. I don't know the answer to this, so anything I say here is just speculation. But I don't think that they have said or released anything official in terms of this, in terms of a correlation between Matter releases and iOS releases. That said, there has been kind of some people who have drawn, some conclusions in the past. So it seems like there could be some correlation between the two, but I don't think there's been anything official. And the question was, can we expect 1.3 Matter release to coincide with iOS 17.5? I would say, I don't know. I think it's possible, and it could be totally coincidence. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's been anything official said. And, Matter is, they encompass a lot more than just Apple. There's Samsung and Google and everybody else too. So I don't know that there is a direct correlation between the two, but Apple is very involved with the Matter, standard. So I don't know. And we'll do this last question here. I saw pop up. Question, does Apple Home support robot vacuums yet? It does not. So Matter does, but Apple does not. So that's one of those big question marks right now with Matter still. Just because Matter supports something doesn't mean that the platform will, like Apple Home or Google Home or whatever. So that's kind of the weird place we're in right now. You would think and you would assume and you would hope that these platforms like Apple will support everything that Matter supports, but it's not guaranteed. So, we just, time will tell, but hopefully we will see Apple support robot vacuums and other things real soon. Stay tuned, because I'm definitely interested in checking out some more robot vacuums and stuff. It's something that hasn't been super interesting to me, and robot vacuums in the past, but I'm getting more interested as Matter supports it, and hopefully we'll see some HomeKit integration, some Apple Home integration soon. So stay tuned for that stuff and a whole lot more Apple smart home stuff here on the channel. I appreciate you guys for tuning in live and hanging out for the past hour. It's been fun as always. Thank you to all the channel members who are here for your continued support, and welcome for the new channel members. I will see you guys hopefully over there in Discord soon. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. Again, new videos coming very soon here on YouTube. Thanks so much for hanging out, and God bless. We'll see y'all later.